I'm Kezia from Robo Wonderkind. In this video, I'll show you how to use the distance sensor. So, the distance sensor works by using an ultrasonic sensor. What does that mean? Well, here's how it works. Let's say that there's an object here and then the distance sensor. It sends out very fast pulses of high-frequency sound, then counts how long it takes for the sound to bounce off of the object and back to the sensor to figure out how far away the object is. Fun fact, bats use the same concept to sense objects in their environment using echolocation. The sensor has a range of up to about 2 meters or 6 feet. The distance sensor works best when it is held still and the object you want to measure the distance to is also still. Since the distance sensor uses sound waves to detect the objects, it will be more accurate when measuring the distance to an object with a hard surface. Soft surfaces, like a fluffy sweater or a stuffed animal, absorb sound waves and could make the sensor less accurate. In the app, the distance sensor control blocks are found in the sensing or trigger menus, which are red, just like this module. Here's how to take care of the distance sensor. Do not touch the ultrasonic receivers or try to poke items through the protective screens. Do not place sticky materials like tape, sticky tack, or glue over the receivers. In the live interface, there is only one distance sensor control block. The distance measurement control block will show you a live distance reading that shows how far away it detects the objects you want to measure. There is one distance sensor trigger in the code interface. If you try to pull the distance sensor trigger from its menu out into an empty code interface, you'll notice that it just disappears. Why is that? Well, that's because triggers don't work on their own. They control the flow of your program, so they must be placed on the connections between other control blocks. Let's see how we can use the distance sensor. A simple way to see the distance sensor trigger in action is to use it to turn a light on or off, depending on how far away you are from an object. When you tap on the trigger, it will show you a live distance reading from the sensor with a few settings. Move the slider to the left to activate the trigger when objects are closer, and move the slider to the right to activate the trigger when objects are further away. You can also change the less than or greater than symbol next to the slider number to see the distance sensor trigger, either when it senses an object close or the opposite, when the object moves away. So let's see it in action. All right, we've got our distance sensor and an RGB light. I'm going to make our code so that it's set to trigger the light when it's about 10 centimeters away. Here's my hand getting closer and closer. And there we go. It turned the light on. Happy coding!